Yes, yes. Good night, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good night. It's just been a nice adventure for me. I feel good. I hope everybody had a good week too. You know. Let me see where we're gonna start. Let's play some music before we even get started. Excuse me. All right. Peace and blessings, whoever this is. All right. I want to discuss today the invisible world, its influences on us. Not just because it's a topic, because it's just been some amazing things happening. So it's just something I want to discuss anyway. It just falls right into line with everything. But we're going to get into that and actually educate everybody. This is the shaman world, When you go into the invisible world, it's really the shaman know all the little secrets, and the high priest is another version of the shaman that actually had control over kings. So we're gonna get into all of that so we get an idea of what was going on and what's going on now when I start talking all these unnatural things that y'all don't know about the invisible world, but it's so fascinating. That's why they come out and talk about it. It's like the world of the high priest, the shaman. But it gets so good sometimes you can't keep it a secret. And it is a secret world. It's a world where nobody don't speak. And it's not because we don't speak. And it's not saying we like that. It's just it's so occult and hidden that it's actually a part of you. It's always with you. And so when you hear them say it's a secret or anything of that, they don't speak on it. It's literally because it's actually there watching you all the time to make sure you don't speak it. But only those who crossed over could see these things. But we'll get more understanding of all that I'm saying. But it's gonna take on, like I said, a different topic. Greetings, Gabrielle Bradford. That's I got my license, my import and export and everything. So the crystals, I got it Monday, and I've been in the lab just polishing up, getting them all the crystals ready. So that's how we're gonna get into this little talk. It's gonna be the crystals, the showcasing of the crystals, all the different types. Look at this one. This is so pretty right here. You know, we're gonna talk about what these is the importance of these because this has to do with the invisible world, and crystals is going to help those people who don't get into see into the invisible world to see into the invisible world. And before we get into the topic of the invisible world, you got to realize everybody saw in the invisible world. It's just us who don't see in the invisible world, like the modern people from the Romans on don't see an invisible world no more. But it was part of your default program. You needed that. If you didn't have that part, you wouldn't understand half of your reality. So it was once a part of us. Then when you say Christianity came in and they conquered the temples, we was more one with our invisible world when before they sacked the temple, before the Inquisition and all this stuff. And so this is when you had the worship of many gods, many temples in Egypt. Everybody had their own god because they saw them. They're not going to just build a temple and put all types of stuff in it to this God that they believe in. Believers is the ones who follow, the ones who see, and the ones who know. So they actually build them temples and doing all those stuff, it was for real. And actually those gods actually remember there's a king now. The king is the one who actually resurrect and construct these great temples to his god, to his invisible god that he sees. And then he has a secret chamber that only he to go see his god. He has a secret chamber too. He go have sex with his god. He has his queen have her secret chamber and she have sex with the god, the same god too. I'm telling you the basic story of um Amun Ra, and when they was worshiping him, as Atum. That's how it was. Who was that? Amenhotep, father. So all these people now, you got to realize they wasn't doing these rituals and these things for no reason and taking over Egypt and other places all over the world under the name of these things. Where they get the knowledge from? Why would everybody listen to them? And who gave them the right to have a divine creed? Like you see, to be like in the invisible world, you had to be like first a king, and you had to have the person higher than the king is the priest. He makes and go nominate the king. So it's not even the king who could really see. The king is the priest is the actual, say it was Atum, right? Ray, you could say is actually the God. He embodies the God. He sees everything. He knows everything. But he can't show himself. He's actually practicing alchemy up here. And so he comes once in a while, they anoint the king to be the first man or whoever, with him now being the son of the God. That's why all of them like has the most on their name, because those type of names. What's up, LK? Peace and love. Yes, and these people with those type of names, most on their name, Mes, Reese, Ramses, Tutmos, Hotep, all of those is just saying son of that God that they're representing. That's not actually a name. It's more of a title. Like Moses is not a name. Moses is a title. There's nobody that could have been a Moses, because that doesn't say Moses. Like, Tutmos. How you get Tutmos and Moses? It's the same word. So is Ramses. So it's the Mes. Mes means son of God, son of. And so Mos is the same thing. Mos, it means son of God. So you put that in the title, where the beginning two letters is the God who they represent. Just the first two letters. You got to look at it back then when we first started getting letters. First of all, that's another thing. That's the biggest thing, and I hope I have time to get into that, because what happened is, where letters come in? Like, say if I was in my little continent, my little island, the beginning of time, right? And we communicate in between our little town and our little community. Boogalooga, Sakalaka, Bokalaka. You just say that. We ain't come to just English shit now. So now, boom, the English come and they come and they observe us. So they say, what is that? What does that mean? We don't know what it means because we just do it. We just have it. We don't have definitions. We're not thinking of that. That's how society was back then. So it's the observer who observes and start writing definitions of what they're doing. They wouldn't know what they're doing because that's what they do. Anybody who's like that, your instincts don't give you the right to explain it. You could just do it. You understand what I'm saying? A singer could sing. He can't tell you how he does it. An artist just draw. He don't tell you how to draw, and then you could do it too. No, it don't work like that. So it's the same thing. When the observer came and seen, I'll give you a basic example. Take the biggest thing, they'd be like Kemet and black land. This is the black land. Why would people who live on land, right, say this one is black and this is the black land, if they didn't go all over the world and go see all the other color lands? So it's the observer, yeah, who could define it as the black land, not the people who live on the land. And that's another thing that we have to get into perspective, because if you want to understand like the invisible world, it got to do with Egyptology. And with Egyptology, you got to understand that Egyptologists control what we think of the invisible world, what we say. We actually regurgitate what they say and put it in our mind and believe it and bring it to existence. But in reality, and this is the simplest truth in the world, when it comes to Kemet, when it came to Egypt, when actually the blacks was in charge, because you got different periods now. You got the Hyksos and you got the first dynasties, with the Sophist or Set being represented, the true God. And then every religion came in. That was when you had the Hyksos now, and with Alexander the Great and all these people who just came and took over the indigenous life and also killed our spirituality and blocked us out, the invisible world, took over the invisible world and sold us a book called the Bible, and sold us a dream called religion, and sold us a thing with a preacher. That's not true. So once you realize this, then you're understanding more of where I'm gonna be going with this when I start telling y'all about the invisible world. So on that note, then there was a world that existed that always we have inside of our body. It's the reason why you see the Temple of Karnak. You see all the different people study the body and call man the perfect being, because for every star you see in the sky, there's a human being representing that star. You can't see a star in the sky and not a human being representing it too. You understand? And that doesn't mean that when you die, your star died. Your star remained because you're still that same being. Energy cannot be destroyed or whatever. So this is where we kind of get confused and we don't have to understand. A lot of us don't know who we are. We think we're what government said we are, what we was programming our conscious mind to believe, but you have a subconscious mind that been here from the beginning of creation, and knows everything. They call it the universal conscious mind or the Akashic records. Well, that part of us is the true us now. That part of us is connected to the biophysiology, which is connected to the zodiac, which is connected to astrology, which is connected to every intercontinental dimension and everything. So let's start to get into this invisible world. How does the invisible world first came into people's psyche now? Well, it came from Egypt. Egypt was the first place that it was being actually worshipped that we have as present day. Not saying it's not in us. It's in us now as human beings, but I'm giving you the real quick history so you could follow it. With this guy named Athena's Catcher. Athena's Kutcher or Catcher. He was a Jesuit priest that was supposed to be one of the first person who could translate demotic into whatever Coptic or whatever too. So he was one of the first persons to go into the pyramids when they opened up the pyramids to decode and decipher what was written in there. But here's where history messed up at. They should have got rid of Athena's Kutcher because he tell a story that helped empaths, help people who's going through and seeing these strange things now going on. So what happened is Athena's Kutcher, when he decoded the hieroglyphs, he said it was about interstellar traveling, parallel worlds, and entities and dimensions from other places. This is what he said. And the Jesuit Society told him he was wrong, that his translation is no good, and they actually demoted him from his position, where he went on from being a Jesuit priest to actually starting the Egyptology Society. That started by Athena's Kutcher, the same person who was the first person to go and read the hieroglyphs, first person to go in there and look at them. And this man wind up moving on from just not being an Egyptologist. He translated it to write all the books, but it's none of them is in English for us to read about those hieroglyphs. All his books as a Jesuit priest is the actual true translations of what's in the the hieroglyphs, what it says. And it don't say nothing about what the Egyptologist Society says. It's the total opposite. So if you want to see it, just read his books like Mundo Subterraneus, Egyptos. He got a few books. His books are very rare to have. Yes, LK, exactly, because he has the real truth. He didn't have, but he covered it up. He's the one who made up Egyptology. So he started now. They go back and they took the Hebrew um, Enochian system and put it onto the hieroglyphs and say this is what it means. But it has a double meaning, and he knows the true meaning. He even got a book called Worlds Inside Worlds, Parallel Universes, traveling to God, traveling to Sephiroth. He wrote all the invisible world stuff. He didn't know none of it prior to going inside the pyramids. And here's what goes on now. He wound up becoming the genius. If you look, he got the last book is called the smartest man that ever lived, and that's Athena's Kutcher, man who probably invented mad things. You understand what I'm saying? You got to look into his inventions. He was with kings and queens or some. They don't believe what he was. Now here's what I'm trying to tell you. Here's where the story get interesting. So me as a regular novice, I was into Facebook and all this stuff. So, into like, bodybuilding back then. This is like maybe 3, 4 years ago. And just, dating groups and stuff like that. So going in these groups, I'm thinking I'm cute, this, that, this, that. And all of a sudden I started messing with the conscious group because I was also studying my more stuff. And I got infected. I got possessed by looking at Egyptian hieroglyphs. Something just snapped inside of me. I swear to God. I don't, like I said, I was into dating and all that stuff. All of a sudden, I was in the conscious community and I was understanding what those hieroglyphs were saying. I just knew what it was, and I started my first post. If you go and check my first post from about 3 years ago, I was interpreting all the hieroglyphs saying, no, it's not this. This is wrong. This is what it says. And I was saying the same thing Athena's Kitcher said. That's how me and him crossed paths. And I was seeing crazy things. The same thing I was seeing is the same thing in his books, and it's the same thing he sees. And so I was like, oh, he was the first one to make me not see things like I was crazy, I'm losing my mind, I was possessed, it's demonic, because he was about God. So now all of a sudden, I'm in another world. I'm seeing an overlay of two worlds, like walking around in my house, bad things just walking around. And it wasn't just in my house. Anywhere I went, if I went to the bushes and the trees, I could see the tree fairies and all that shit. And the way it happened for me, because it just happened spontaneously, I was running from them. I was scared to death to leave my house because I see them in the grass. I see them everywhere, and I'll be running like, yo, get out of here. And I'm jumping in taxis. And I had to be like, no, I'm crazy. I lost my mind. I done lost it all. But studying Athena's culture, I realized that we was deceived. I felt like, how dare them? That's the first thing I said. I tried everything under the sun to get rid of this, and I realized, how dare them? There is an invisible world, and that's what they're doing and making these movies about. Netflix is showing you all of them, and we're locked out of it. How dare them? Why? Because I found out the way we are programmed not to see it. It's not real. We're programmed not to see the invisible world, I'm trying to tell you. And so there's orbs and there's other things here that actually deprogram you if you come to a certain level of what we call Kundalini activation that actually make you see these things. And it could happen. Most of the people who these things happen to are soldiers. They have what's called PTSD, post trauma. This actually activate people. Keyword for these movies is fiction. You're right. Well, this is what you realize when you come over to the invisible world. The first thing you're gonna learn, and I'm gonna tell you now. This is what y'all got to realize, and this is so simple to get. And remember this law: you can't imagine nothing in this world, and you cannot create nothing of your own in this world. And if you can, I challenge anybody in the world right now to create and imagine something up right now. Imagine something up for yourself, and I'll show you can't imagine nothing. Make up something original that nobody haven't seen right now in this world. Imagine, or just tell me something. Write something that you just created. You can't. You're taking pieces of something and making it something. You cannot create something of your own out of this world. So when you learn this, then there is no such thing as a lie. There's no such thing as nonfiction. Everything is real. You understand? You cannot think of something. You cannot imagine something. You can't. If you did, you took. No, I said create something totally that I never seen before, never heard before. Yes, Zigzag Zilla. Peace and blessings. So you get to realize your mind is even stuck in something. Because you know what's the first thing that make you realize this? When you go to the invisible world, it's nothing like you ever seen, nothing here before. So when you see this invisible world, the first thing you're gonna have to do is just observe it, because you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. You only can know what you see. Right in front of you right now could be a billion things. You can't identify them, and it won't show itself to you because it's there. But until you're able to identify it, then it manifests to you. You understand what I'm saying? So who defines your reality for you? Do you define your reality from testing it yourself, or do you define your reality from what you was taught? Hmm. Okay. That's gonna be we're making a little sense here, right? Okay. So on that note, now this is what happened with the hieroglyphs. The hieroglyphs started activating me, and I realized the sun disk, the Egyptian sun disk, is a portal. That's all I first was saying. That's a portal. That, what do I know about a portal? Like I said, nothing. I'm from the streets, G style, hood style, city boy, urban life. Know nothing about no Egyptian shit, nothing about consciousness, nothing about no portal, no nothing. But I just knew that was a portal. I don't know. Then a series of events just started taking place with that, and it's documented on this YouTube. If you go to my videos, running from the last video I did, it started me now on a mission to the sun. All I was doing was to the sun. Out of nowhere. Where did this come from? Out of millions of things you get to view in this world, well, I get attracted to the sun. From the sun, I started going into entities and beings. Zigzagzilla, peace and blessings. The sun healed me. When I got into the sun, right? I'm gonna tell you something. When I got into the sun, I had Hashimoto disease, thyroid, parathyroid. I was probably like 250 pounds, taking all type of medications. They checking me every 2 weeks or a month because my thyroid acts up. So it was crazy. Put it like that. So guess what? Something said and just popped at me. I think it was Kundalini pop and said, stop taking medication, stop listening to them doctors, and just stop eating certain foods. And I just said, that's it. I didn't take no more medication. Like, if you stop, you're gonna die. It's gonna kill you if you don't take it. I didn't care. I stopped taking everything and just started not working out, exercising, refrain from that. I just disciplined my mind not to eat. I fast and I started only eat, started changing in my body. And when this, the funny thing is, with this happening, it was like DMT's explosions was going off. I was seeing purple columns of light just coming like out of my head. It would shoot like big jello gulps, right? And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so if you see one of my first videos, I get up one morning and I'm telling you the world is not what we think it is. It's a different world. And this now, it started with lucid dreaming. While this is going on, I was able to wake up in my dream. In my dream, I could say, no, I'm not, this is a dream. This is not real. And actually, everything collapsed. The wall collapsed, everything. And this wall was a big being eye. It was just his eye fucking with me. And another being over here fucking with me here. And a bigger God over here. So then, this is how I started learning that there is no such thing as a dream. Every time I went to sleep and I had a dream, I'd be like, come on, stop playing, fellas. And the wall would drop down and everything. And I'm back in space. And I'm like, okay, and it's lessons time. So from there, I started learning to go to Cyrus. I started learning to go to the Virgo constellation. I started going to different constellations, and there is not beings, physical beings. I learned that every planet, every system has people there, reality there, but it's not in the same biophysiology. It'd be stupid to say you're looking for water on the moon. That's the stupidest thing. I think they think we're rhetorically stupid to believe that with the same substances that we in our physical body, you look on there, you don't see cars driving around, you don't see people swimming in water. Why are you looking for water and not what are they made of? It's something there. Obviously, something on every planet, but they know what's on there, and they telling us they're looking for water. Why would you look for water when it's not a water planet? It's not Earth. You got to look for the substance that make that planet react. You know, you got one element people, two element people, three element people. You know, we got composite being like us. So every dimension has its own type of element people because not everybody is made up of composite elements. So you got different beings that is made up of 2 elements, 3 elements, 4 elements. Your earth, air, fire, water principle apply in these situations. So when they tell you like they're looking for water to see if there's life there, that's as rhetorical and silly as saying that these beings that actually only inside the actual, even if you was to leave the earth atmosphere, you wouldn't be this physical being anymore. That don't mean you're gonna die, but your physical is only per pressure per square inch pushed upon you in the earth's atmosphere. Outside of earth atmosphere, that law don't apply to you. So I don't know if physicists think people are stupid, but why are you telling me you're looking for water on other places when we're not even really beings outside of the atmosphere of the earth like that? So, anyways, that's what you got to realize. I'm just putting it in that context so you understand your consciousness travels. Who you really are is these invisible being. When you're talking about invisible world, you got to look beyond the earth atmosphere and the laws of what governs you there, because you're not stuck here. Only you're stuck here in your mind and what they tell you, because you're not a physical being. So you'll understand life and death and why the Egyptians worship death. And that gave them the ability to heal life and bring life into the world, because they know you can't die. That's why they prepared the body a certain way for a journey that actually is real. What happened? People who actually came later in life, who can't interpret nothing, who has no spirit or soul, who makes up these stage show religion that for we can't see, we can't do it. So let's make up a stage show for our people. Let's take the real people information and then just add it to ours, and we be what? Worshippers. You know what's worshipers? People who keep doing the same thing over and over again. Why? Because you can't do it. You only have to do something once. I never seen nobody. When you're doing worship and you become a cult, that's a cult. That's something they even tell you in the Bible don't do. He said, I don't want your worshiping. Don't worship. I don't want your sacrifices. So who does that? Only egotistical people who's doing it for this person who's watching them, and the neighbors watching them, and the community, be a society, and they're watchers. What we get is physical meme, and then the government use them. It's deeper than that. You know, a lot of things we got to realize. This invisible world was perpetrated and put out of our psyche by only one group of people. This group of people came with what's called Judaism. Judaism said it stopped gods. We had gods with an S. There's no God. Only in English is a God. And the only other person who tried to do it was Cleopatra and Nefertiti and them with Akhenaten with the Aten. But when it was the Aten, it was a system putting all the gods, conglomerated them into the 72 names, which is really more what it is. But later on, Christianity come and they try to tell it that we don't want these guys. Instead of trying to put it under how they secretly put it with angels and the devil and God. That's gods. That's all gods. Which one you worship? Angels or God or the devil? That's still gods. You understand? And they now killed all the gods of the Persians. So all the temples got sacked. Everybody's history got destroyed. So you wouldn't know who you are, what your capabilities is, what your body is made to do. All of this the invisible told you, and this was documented. And so they kept everything. And we want to know it. It's hidden in a museum. It's hidden in the Smithsonian Institute. We don't know who we are. They'll never tell us who we are. And so we look like we crazy. We have mental issues. We don't know what's going on. Hey, how you doing, Sandra? Nice to hear from you, you know. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you at that little time. It was me getting my permit. So, you know, with all of this, I'm giving you the history so that when I start talking this, y'all understand, because I know y'all love the light worker. I'm a light worker, yes. But how I became a light worker was through the dark work. And if you can't accept the whole sphere of yin and yang, it's not right for us to be like those people who came and saw the indigenous people and rated them evil because of how they lived, their practices, and destroy them, destroy our whole who we are. You got to realize what came before you is in you. Whatever came, if you had something today, whatever was created yesterday is in that one thing you created. You can't create something from nothing. You get where I'm going with this? So you're your ancestor. You're everything that came before yesterday. You're the trees, you're the animals. All that is in you. That's what you're composed of. That's why you're a composite being. This is only the first stage before you separate to your many yous. You understand? But just for you to understand, this is only the first level. All right. So here we go. So I'm in the shower a few minutes ago. We finished doing my crystals. I'm happy about them. It's great. And we got the permit. They should be in the States over no later than Wednesday. Wednesday, y'all gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? With the good luck. Well, we're gonna get into that. But something, I'm in the shower and all of a sudden, these targets start popping up as the water hit the ground, and I'm like, what the hell? I just see a target come bloop, and I'm like, what the hell? So I start focusing, but when I look at it, it don't come up. So I go back and I'm taking a shower. Then when I look down, they did it again, bloop, and I'm like, what the hell? God created Adam from the dust, not from nothing. That's right. Nothing. There's nothing here that came from nothing. It doesn't work like that. That's what he's trying to tell you. That's just a secret analogy to give you the law right there. Nothing can be from nothing. Just like, think about this. All right. God did not kill off everybody. He saved one person. If it was the case, he'd have killed off everybody and made new people. Think about that. Let's be conscious now. Use common sense. It's common sense. Why did he leave one person if he's God and he could just, boom, make more people? Laws. It's not his laws, it's just the laws. You got to know how it works. We wouldn't have been who we are if that one didn't keep it going. So, anyways, the targets start coming. So I start now focusing, but I realize when I look, it don't appear where I look at. So it start appearing over here. So I'm catching it, and it's just coming all over the place. These beautiful circles, man, with a hole in it like a donut, looking nice. And I want to bring this into the picture now. I've been doing a lot of chakra work, and the chakra work that I do, I never saw it in a book up to today, and I don't believe nobody know what chakra work is. I don't. You know why I'm gonna tell you why? I'm gonna tell you I've been having problems ever since I started doing chakra work. I'm gonna give you an example. If I'm wrong with my research, because I'm a researcher, I keep documentation, I keep videos, gigabytes of this information I've been storing. When I said chakra work, it affects whoever I'm with. Like my neighbor, when I wave my hand, it's a magnetic energy that just go woof, and he be like, "Yo, what the hell?" Everybody feels this energy when I'm around them, and so everybody gets attracted to me to chill with me, to want to hang. But it's to get this energy. So I notice as I do chakra work, it become more powerful. Like now, where my head be going woo 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 when I'm around people woo woo. But I see the magnetic field. I see everything. So with that now, that's what I call chakra work. Chakra work before I even started it, the ancestors inside of me, you get the download. It says separate yourself. You can't be around nobody. This will tell you the life of a high priest. I'm giving you why a high priest is a high priest and why he do what he do, how this whole system works. You understand? When you separate yourself and you start to do it, alchemy is simple. Nature grows something faster when it's isolated than it grows a group of things together. You understand? People stick together. That's why nothing grows. So anyway, the high priest practiced what's called hermeticism. Why you think you got Hermes? Hermes is not a physical person. Hermes is anybody who encompasses hermeticism. You get the same download. Everybody has one mind. There's only one thing going on here, but they got to keep you distracted so you can't take control of your shit because they want to control it. That's why they was called the Illuminati, and that's why they control the world through what? Media. What you see, what you believe. Why? Because you believe anything. All right. Thoth. Same thing. Thoth. Now, Thoth is the same concept. What we're talking about, first of all, anything with a god is a force. Thoth, if you're going to read it, it's in Egypt over many dynasties as what they call the priests. Every high priest, not say high priest David, high priest Joseph, high priest Smith. It was high priest Thoth, high priest Thoth, and high priest Thoth. Every high priest's name was Thoth. Look that up. I bet you didn't know that. All high priest's name is Thoth because it's they channel in one mind. Now I'm not saying the force. This isn't an astral. Is another thing. Isn't Thoth. His representation is of a baboon. Go look in every king that died. They had a baboon buried with them. Go look at and yes, Star Just Strikes. Exactly. That's what it says. 3 times born. You have to be 3 times born for you to get Thoth. That's the third mind, the mind. It's inside what we're talking about now. So if you could encompass Thoth, everybody is Thoth, and Thoth come on you. It ain't a joke. You're not who you think you are. You're more of a biophysical antenna. Why you think they got the body stretched out? God wants to encompass whoever want him. That's why it's the story about the Lamb, the 7 seals, the 7 chakras. Tap in. You getting the same. All right, let me mess y'all. All right. There's only 2 people here in this world. All right. Now we go into higher science. Highest science there is to man. There's only 2 people in this world. There's nobody else in this world. I don't care who you think you are. You're only 2 people. When you know this science, I'm not going no deeper. You could control anybody because everybody's only 2 people. One man, one woman. Who are they? I'm not telling you. So when you get up to this, that was like the movie where Denzel Wade just touched everybody, and he just, yeah, they make it like they jump into everybody. Yeah, they control you because there's only 2 people. They free you to your will for a second to let you live, but at any given time they could take you over because they're you. Why you think you have organs in you? Why you think the stars isn't? You know what? You're the physical antenna for the stars before you yourself, and you do live. But aside from that, everybody's under the influence of the star. And don't say you're not, because whoever loved their zodiac, live off the zodiac, follow that stuff, you're a star, and you're not yourself. You understand? When they say the term Aster, Astar, that's what it is. The star is who you are. Now, the M for matter, right? Star is matter controlled. Is to master matter. M is matter and Aster. That's where you get master from. He has no influence from the stars on him. He controls matter. Matter don't control him. You understand? So y'all gotta realize what's going on here. The stars control you through your endocrinology system, through your organs. That's why the Egyptians take out the organs. All right. So through the same organs, your astral project through your spleen. That's why they have the spirit through Jesus. Jesus is Odin, the same Odin you want to see before Jesus. Odin on the cross, which is the same Horus on the horizon. All of these is just metaphysical science for your subconscious and psychology. Astrology is psychology. If you understand astrology, you understand not your psychology, the stars' psychology. You're living out their psychology. You understand? That's what's going on. Okay, so let's take a little quick break while we absorb that to look into these, right? Like, this is one of my favorite stone right here. It comes to life. You see the beings? We're gonna look at them right now. You see the hat man up here with his cowboy hat on right here? We got the beard. He's sitting right there. Can you see him? Peace from Ector Bargal. How you doing? You know, so let's move them and show you how do we do this in real life now. Each little sparkle that sparkles will represent a soul inside the Godhead. This whole piece is the Godhead. As you can see, it's right here that tells a story. When you're a seer, you use this to see. You look like a soldier right here walking in Afghanistan. He got a bag in his hand and he's walking this way. You understand? So these come alive and show stories. Now let's go back to this. As you slowly turn it, you see the dark, the shadow images. We become shadow seers because we travel in the shadow. The shadow is represented as woman in the world. So if you don't have shadow vision, you wouldn't be able to see into the invisible world. But there is a other world because nothing is by accident. If you take this crystal and drop it into 1,000 pieces, it's still going to come to the whole and you see the same images in it. So if you could see, the Akashic Records is always imprinted as what we see as broken pieces. What we see is abstract. What we see is holes. What we see is scratches. It's not. It's something there that because everything is of the whole. So as I turn it and you see the images on it, they come to life. You see the cowboy hat right here. You see the guy right here. You see the other little boy over here in the corner with the hat right here with the black boy with the hat on. What about this one guy right here and this one waving his hand up at you right here? See, everything comes alive. You have to have the spiritual eye. Do you see them now right here? You see him as I turn him, he has his hand over his mouth. He's telling me to shut up. And that's how we roll. So if you don't have the eyes to see into these worlds, if you don't see this face here, you don't have the eyes to see it right through like the mirror or in this reflection. You have to have these eyes. You was designed with them. So as I turn it, you see the two people right here. You see, you got to be able to use these as tools. This is what C is used. So this stone is special. You see the Hat Man and all of them right here, the Hat family coming down. You got to be able to see all of this and know what this means. You understand? These are your spiritual powers. This is where you go to when you dream. You see the person walking right here, the body right here, and the other person right here next to them. You got to be able to do this, and I could turn this forever, and it changes as you turn the direction of it. So as you're a seer, you would use this to imprint what you want to see. If it's your kids, your family, and it'll show you real time. That's how it works. So I'm just showing you. This is like one of my favorite because it's got so many indentation. Look at this right here. You see the man with the hat right here, black and white. You gotta be able to see in black and white. So these help you see. I love that one. And let me see. This is orange calcite right here. This is gonna be able. Y'all be able to get this. These is healing right here. You know, orange calcite. If you Google it, calcite actually help you with courage. Actually help you with impotency, and it help you to actually see into the other world too. It clears up your root chakra, your crown chakra. It clears up all your chakra. This actually balance out back your energies and align you back and put you back into confidence. Um, Stardust have one of these. Yeah, this is for sale. This is gonna be on the market. I'm sending this over. So, whoever's interested in this, you see how it is with how it works. I'm holding it up. And as you can see, it's a seer thing too. You see the same peoples in them, the Hat Man, everybody, the black kids. All my stones is embedded with images inside of them. So you can see through them and you see the peoples in them. As you can see as you look. You understand? You gotta have the spiritual eye though. You train through these. You buy these, and I could train you. You know how to see, how to use it for healing, how to do many things with this. These is more fundamental, and you could look it up. This is what's called soul. Soul right here is gold. This is the color that actually came from the Greeks. That's what they originally called it. It wasn't called calcite, it was called soul because this is actually liquid sun. This is calcified sunlight. It's the only one that is actually blocks out all frequencies that's low. It blocks out all low frequencies and only allow high frequencies to come in. Only three dimensions come through this. And this actually only let in one consciousness, and that one consciousness is the God consciousness. This is the only thing in the world that does this. You don't believe me? I'm gonna show you. Look at this. This is so beautiful on the other side. See how this is? So I'm gonna give y'all an example because most of my stuff is calcite based where I'm at right now, and it's just so happened I was reading up on it and its benefit, and it came out that it actually blocks out a lot of different frequencies of the low frequencies that actually from UV to X-ray to gamma, all those funny frequencies, it blocks them out, including for entities and spirit. And When they did the research, it said it only led into frequencies, and that was the frequency of the higher worlds, your higher self. And this is not just in any type of nonsense book. This was literally some scientists doing some physics on calcite. And you wouldn't see usually people working with calcite or even testing it. So why them? That's what my curiosity was. But it came to that, and it actually is very beneficial. So let me see if I could pull it up because I wanted y'all to see the actual health benefits of it. Let me see if it's on this tablet or the other one. And it's not just really health benefits, it actually the power it has to block out low frequencies and all these frequencies that's disturbing us from cancer to all those stuff. So I don't want to talk about it. I want to show you. I think I started to show it on my other live, but let me get my tablet 1 second, y'all, because it's important for y'all to get this one. All right, let me see. All right, give me a second. Let me pull it up. Yes, calcite. I could tell y'all about calcite though. It's changed my life. Whenever I put this calcite up, because now I'm polishing. I'm doing my last minute shaping, polishing. I'm shipping out this Monday, and once I put them out and lay them out on my table, I can't sleep, and my energy is up like crazy. It just keep you up. This is it's calcite that does this, man. The more you put it up, it's like your heart start beating faster and your energy go up. You have no appetite, and whatever you're doing or you into, you're gonna stay doing it and into it. So I'm giving you something and promoting something that's gonna actually enhance your life and help you. It's not something that's gonna actually just be something that's sitting on your dresser, some nice little ornament. That's not how this works. And I actually give you instructions on how to actually take care of it because they're actually more alive and they're not just dead crystals. And you got to realize crystals are all alive. There is no such thing as a dead crystal anyway. But for where we're going with calcite, it's actually instructions for actually living better, and you have to take care of it in a way. You can't just do whatever you want with it. It doesn't work like that. So with that in mind, it's like you get to understand calcite itself. It been not just with the Greeks, but it's been actually helping people, and not in a way how we looking for it to heal, but it actually, like, say if you was a person who can't say no, you always yes, yes, yes. Put some calcite in your pocket, and you will see that your courage will go up. It actually was something that could help people with their dysfunctionalities as far as them not having confidence, not being able to conduct themselves. So it's always an assertive type of crystal that it resonate through your whole macabre and actually change your attitude, open up your chakras and balance out. Sometimes a lot of us, our heart chakra is too open. And that was what the problem is. When the first thing when your kundalini activate is you're gonna get this thing for your heart chakra. That opens up the most. And with it, a lot of people take advantage of you and you get into a lot of situations. But it's, a lot of people who is already like that, I'm putting you on, your kundalini is more than likely activated. And if you see yourself can't say no in situations like that. So it more has to do with balancing out that heart chakra. You would say in the heart chakra being more open, your third eye is more closed. Your throat chakra that's supposed to say no and get the fuck out of here is more closed, and your abs, it's not enough sense of control there, it's too loose. And with that, now your root chakra which is for your sexual desires, but it's also what actually make your will and your whole life itself balance out, is blocked. With it being blocked, either overstimulation of sex, too much sex, and all that, wanting and desire, you feel worthless sometime, or you need somebody to verify yourself through them, and so you get all these other things that come into your life because of this. Well, calcite balance all that out. Calcite be the thing that break up your marriage. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all in them relationships that y'all just be in a relationship because y'all don't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying? And so it happens. Then the truth have to come out. Calcite be the truth in there. This come in there, all of a sudden things start manifesting because this is spiritual. This right here is the spirit crystal. I give it to y'all polished. This is a polished version. That's why it's so shiny. But in its pure form now, like this is just calcite itself, raw. You see how it look? It's still the same. It's beautiful. Look how the colors. Look how it does this, man. Calcite does this. My calcite. Celibate, the heart chakra open. No, celibate is good. Celibate is good. Give yourself. All right, let me give it to you straight because this is the night shift, right? Celibacy, it's no such thing. Either you're gonna give yourself to the gods, or you're gonna, I don't know, practice whatever you think you're practicing. Ain't no such thing as no damn celibacy. Think about it. What is celibacy? All right. You don't have no sex. You go through different emotions. You see, your energy, your life force comes from your sexual organ. You made and came in this world through your sexual organ. Stimulation is conversation. Stimulation is reading a good book. Stimulation is watching TV. Stimulation. You heard what I said? But so you get this thing that God made you with, and it seems like it intensifies stimulation by 1,000,000%. Don't you think He designed that there for a reason? It's no such thing as celibacy. You got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then you're just doing something just to do it. All right. Most people, when you having sex, when you turn like 17, 14, you start you're fucking. You start having sex. That's good. Fine. You learn. When you turn 15, 16, you should be done. Your sex should be calming down by that time. But that's when we turned up. This is what fucks us up. By 21, your creative energy is dead. So you're running around now, working like crazy because you don't have that balance no more. You overdid it. You understand? That's why a lot of people now, you see them don't know what to practice. Let me explain it to you. Your creative energy comes from your vagina, man, penis. When you having sex, it's a double plate thing to it. One, the stimulation actually intensifies your magnetic field, your aura, which causes implosions. You have a soul that your soul is trapped, it's buried. They call it harem abif, that you have to wake it up. So when you foreplay, that's what life is about for you. You only like things that stimulate you. Foreplay actually make you have these pops that is actually like taking excuse me, taking the nail off the coffin of your soul that's buried like in the core of you. You understand? So foreplay, and if you ever seen the sex temples from the ancients before they destroyed you see the sex temple, the worship of Kali, all of these involve Mithra, sex temple, the original Jesus and Christians, sex temple. Everything is sex temple involved. Mary herself was a Vestal virgin. She only had sex with the gods. You're having sex when you talk. You're having sex when you're eating. You're in sex. Air is sex. We're in a sexual experience all the time, but we don't realize what it is. We see this is where you have to understand the higher worlds because it deals with magic and true nature of what God is. If you have to know what His truth is, so now you got to understand when we talking about celibacy, you practicing something you used to do a lot. You like, I'm not doing it no more. I'm chilling. All right, that's celibacy. But to do it out of superficial reasons, that don't make no sense. So now, if you realize that if you was to just practice it, some of us you get, desires still, and you get this inner conflict within yourself. This inner conflict is not the way you're supposed to deal with that desire because it turns you now into the demon. It doesn't stop. You deal with the inner conflict by overdoing it. You go have a lot of sex till you don't want sex no more. Then it's normal. You don't have it in you. When you have it in you, something will trigger it. Eventually, if it's in you, something trigger it. You don't want it in you. You want to take it out of you. So you overdo it to get it out. It's the only way it's going to come out. You understand? If you want to be in a way that it don't affect you, you have to. It's like you have a naked man in front of you with all the things you love about him, and it doesn't affect you. You don't give a fuck. It's like, okay, so what? But before you've been like, damn, yo, shit, wow, oh man, it's in you. Get it out of you. Only way you're gonna get it out of you is do it a lot. So once you realize that, we won't be fake, fake to ourselves. You can't be fake inside yourself. Yourself know the truth. Face your own truth. So it always was from you hit a certain age, 10. 10 start I'll tell you you're supposed to be asking these type of questions on here. Now when you hit like 10, 9 and all that, women start early, 8, 9. Yo, believe it or not, it's not wrong because back in our ancient indigenous ways, women was getting married at 8, 9. Married, moved out the house already. Today's society, we slow as fuck. But no, when at 8, 9, I say for women, man, 12, probably. We first had this sexual thing come down on us, the sex god. That's what it is. Because you wasn't thinking about it. What happened? Think about it. When you was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you didn't think about none of that stuff. Then all of a sudden, boom, something came over you and you touched yourself. Everybody touched themselves the first time. That's when you realize, oh shit, what the hell is this? So that first touch is the whole trick to this whole thing. You see, when you did the first touch, you imagine. Once you imagine, that's what you created. That's your lover. That's the nigga you chasing now for the rest of your life, or the woman you after for the rest of your life in the physical form. That person you thought about in your head. That's your perfect lover. That's what made you stimulated. You get it? Yes, that's how every human being is. Nobody can deny this. We all went through it. If you, I don't know. If you didn't do it, you're not human. But that's natural nature. Don't think I'm taking something that's personal or is dirty or nasty. No, I'm telling you what happens in the course of life. So that first stimulation, don't let me get wicked with it. I get evil with it because Sigmund Freud, he'll tell you the truth. And no, you don't want me to go there, but let's get deeper, and I could take you into your psychology more. It's more psychological, you know. So once you realize that you have a secret lover in you, and that's who we wind up becoming after. This is the astral month that gives this feeling. Yes, definitely, definitely, and it's all every month is a cycle. It's like a pie in a circle, and we go through different emotions and different trials and error, and believe it or not, it's only 12 of them, but we've been repeating them every year since we was born. And it's for you to be conscious that it's only 12 cycles of the same thing. You was doing the same thing 5 years ago you was doing today. Believe it or not. Think about it. Maybe even 10 years ago. You didn't do nothing new yet. You just changed the environment. That's it. But you're still doing the same thing. It's bugged out how they play this out. So it's only you got to catch the 12 cycles of yourself. And once you change the 12 different perceptions of cycles for yourself, each one will change for the next year. You move in a new chapter. But you have to realize you were not doing nothing. Even when you think you're doing something, you're not doing nothing. Then you will save your energy because that's what they take in your energy. But you're thinking because of your ego, you're doing something. And at the end of the day, you're just on the treadmill and went back and laid down. So, yeah, relationship, the most easiest to see it. How many times, I'll be like, how many times you got your heart broken? Won't you try something else? Do something different. No, this the one. No, this the one. No, this the one. How many times are you gonna do that? You can't keep doing that. It's just a program. That's when you know you're programmed. You're not actually conscious of what you're doing. You're just seeing it, and this is you're trying to make it fit, regardless if it don't fit. And that's not good because a lot of people be in them fake relationships, and the calcite come along and break it up and show you the truth. And then when you get the truth, you realize that was just a security blanket in your life, or you're just a trophy piece in somebody else's life for a security blanket. Y'all have no connection. Y'all don't talk. Y'all don't hang out. Y'all don't go out. You be like, what the hell did I do? Yeah, that stardust non-relationship is what you are. You was born by yourself, right? And when you die, you're gonna die by yourself, right? So what does that mean? I mean, how obvious could that be? But guess what? The journey is to deity. It's nothing short of if you don't know there's God in your life. If you don't have God in your life, you don't understand nothing and you don't have no reference point. But if you realize there's a deity in you and you're God, then you realize where you're going back to. So your journey is to not just pick up some lessons, not no, first to awake to who you are. Rate to all your angelics in different hues. It's a bunch of them. Bring them all together under the soul as the house or the mansion. Then you take the mansion up into the higher world. Then when you come back, you start healing. You start teaching. Then you construct something just like the pharaohs and them leave something here for society. Then you finish your job that you're supposed to do. But most of us is just complaining, complaining, complaining. You can't tap in. You got to tap in. Only way you're going to tap in is by stop following and leading. And only leading yourself, nobody else. You can't lead somebody. Only two people could get this lost. All right, like look at this right here. All right, these things right here will waken you up. It's like these will, when you go to sleep at night, they'll come visit you, or it just takes you back to who you are and remind you, because you're not a flesh person, and you're not going to stay a flesh person, but you're going to be here forever. You ain't going nowhere. Not in saying in this dimension. I'm just saying your existence is here. This is not something. Your journey continues. So don't believe that you're going to die and it's over. Like if you turn the TV off, you're going to be fucked up. So I'm giving you a heads up now. These things will wake you up, and our practice is of life and death, to see both worlds. You can't just exist in one world. You understand what I'm saying? If you really think that, that's being ignorant to what's going on around you, because dogs hear further than you, cats see more than you. So who are you to even judge anything when a dog or animal know more than you? So once you realize that, you humble yourself. You humble yourself and try to learn. Learn what the animals know. Learn what nature know. Just because you stuck in the urban area, or you're stuck in the city, and the TV is the problem. TV, kids, hang out, chill, chill. That's not you. That's the archons. That's the stars saying, I don't want you to see what's going on. That's all they're doing. It's not even like they can hide it from you. It's just that they distract you. It's more deeper than that. They got your emotions and your desires into something, so you can't see. It's when you bored as fuck. Shit start wobbling. You'll see the waves start coming. Shit start turning. Then you start to see. But if you just like, you could be doing this, but you like, damn, what the man is doing right now, and shit, I gotta go do this. You ain't even here. You gone. You know what to be here is? It's just this. I'm chilling. I feel this room. I see the wall. I see the mirror. And guess what? I ain't got nothing on my mind. Then you're in the now. But all that other thing, how long could you just have this here, like say have this right here, right, and just stare at it? That means stay in the moment. I'm not telling you to stare at it. Stay in the moment. Don't be like, yo, what's I'm gonna do later? Yeah, I'm gonna cook. That. Nah, that's like you in your body, but you're not in your body. And that's what's going on. So you on autopilot. Everything you did yesterday, you don't have to do it again consciously, because tomorrow the body is gonna do it autopilot. It's like walking. You think walking is easy, but you've been doing it so long, it's autopilot. It's the hardest thing to do in the world. It's an algorithm that's crazy. But I'm just giving you an idea of why you have to be conscious and sometimes even punish your own self so you could wake up again. Sometimes we fall asleep within our own waking up. All right, so on that note, that's what the calcite is here to help you do, to help you wake up. When I'm start sipping, like I'm also doing wholesale and looking for retailers. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know now, and but you gotta test it for yourself. If it don't make a difference when you put it in your hand, if your hand don't shake, if you don't feel something, you get your money back. I send it back. This is what these type of things I tested it. I test everything I do, and I'm giving you the story of like high priests, so you understand the invisible world and who was governing kings. Oh, let me show you this real quick. This is beautiful. Hold on. All right, look at this. All right, I like this. You see, one day like this, you could see a story more, and you could take yourself into another world with them. And I'm with this, I'm trying to keep all of this now all crystal, so you can see. If you look, you see the hat man sideways, and as you turn a different direction, you see different images. If you understand black and white photography and black and white drawing, you will see what's there. It's nothing hidden. So I just want to show you this real quick, but continuing, it's like all of these is available to us if we stop just doing the servant life. You understand? When you come to realize that you're a God, there is nothing else in creation. It's only God's. If a God made a God, and God could only create a God. When they tell you you're a human, oh, your ancestors were slaves. Oh, we destroyed this. Oh, our minds was greater. Oh, just put ego in you. You want to see this. You want to prove this. Why? To somebody else. It's not for you. When you do something to prove something, what's going on, Michael Lawrence or the line? What's going on? You're doing it to prove it to somebody else. I give you a case law, a case in point. Bobby Hemmett. After he finished or whatever, one of the last broadcasts on spirituality, which was a brilliant one. I love him. He's the greatest teacher. But he said if he could have go back and do it again, he wouldn't have been a teacher. He would have focused on himself because he was so busy trying to teach, he never did what he was supposed to do. That was like the message. It's on there, and that's the message everybody got to catch. Your ego is not to make you want to get it, to regurgitate it, get it to absorb it, perceive it, understand it, then twist it around to how you want it. But just to pick it up, to get that and say, all right, I understand and I learn it because that's what it says. Then you didn't get it. It's more to it. Meditate on it. Meditation is the key to all of this. And if you can't grab a subject matter, see what you're taking and take it inside of you and ride with it, then you can't actually take yourself into the invisible world and make all of this make sense. All right. So let's keep it going now with this one. Now, the thing with this is, oh, let me tell you, wait a minute. Oh, let me see this. What's this? You see this? Ah, what about this? Look at this. I'm turning it this way. Look at this way now. Now, look at this beautiful woman that pops up in there. You see, she got the thing on her head. She got it right here on her head with the strap going this way or this way. You see her face is right here, and this her hair all around here. Could you see her? What about the black guy right here? I mean, the guy right here. You see him with his arm right here? You gotta understand the invisible world. I'm not gonna. I'm showing it to y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Right in front of your face. What about the side profile of this guy right here? You see him over here too? You understand what's going on here? I don't think you understand. What about Set the Bullface man right here? You see this? I don't think y'all understand what's really going on. I'm gonna take y'all there. So you see, you don't have to talk it. I'll show it to you. Hold on, let me show you something. I'll do it with simple things. Hold on. Let me see. I got more. I just be real picky about them because some of them be too deep. Look at this, man. You can't just. All right, let's look. Do you understand what's going on there? You got to be able to have spiritual eyes to see these things. These will be like the art of our ancestors. Like all in all, before you even go there, you could see that you're inside. You see the eye right here. It's the mouth. You see the teeth. See the other eye. See the other eye. Come on. Now you look inside of it. You get to see. It's just made up of peoples, trees. You see the scene right here. You see this guy right here. See his arm. You see what's going on right here? Hmm? When you want the spiritual eyes or to see into the invisible eye world, you got to be able to take all of this. This is the real way life is. You see one eye here, the mouth. That'd be gatekeepers. This is what guards your body. Everybody got one around their body. And you can see the little peoples in there, the different beings. Ah, so this is what's going on. I don't have to tell you. You see the mouth open, you see the eyes. Everything is right in front of you. If you was able to have eyes, it'd be like I just hold this picture up and don't say nothing, and you realize what the hell, what's going on there? I don't see nothing. You understand? All right. Now I see Michael Dillon say I thought they was animals. All right. Do you realize I had said before that? Yeah, that is Gizmo. Gizmo is real. So you see, if they made, you remember we said I told you you can't imagine nothing. Mm, how, they didn't imagine Gizmo. Gizmo's on my paper right there. So and I didn't draw Gizmo. So somebody saw that and recreated. Walt Disney, every cartoon, there is a cartoon world. You're more a cartoon. When you leave here, you're going in a cartoon world. Yeah, you're not gonna be in the physical world. You're gonna be in a cartoon world, an anime world. Everything is anime. And it's high levels of it. So it's prepare yourself for that. That's why you see it on it. I did this with Cloud, amazing man. Took pics from the airplane. Yeah, that's what it is. Exact. Once you're able to connect with the beings from the clouds, there's beings. It's not clouds. It's no such thing. Like you gotta realize this. I told you it's no imagination. You can't imagine nothing. Everything is alive and everything is real. You just got to connect to it. You understand? You're more alive than you think. If you was to take different parts of your body more serious, you understand what I mean. Not you, the physical body. Parts of your body is more alive than you think. Does that include animals? And anime? Anime, yeah, anime too. Anime is more clear and real. Clear faces, it was amazing. Thank you. I got a lot of them, man. But the point is, alright, let me see. Like this is I'm gonna tell you the point to what I'm saying with this one. What is it possible to see? When I hold this up, what's the first thing you see? Let me see. You see what you looking at, right? This is just sandpaper. I'm not drawing this. All I'm doing is going like that. This is what's here. You understand? That's why I said to see in the invisible world. I'm not gonna give you a big pseudo because you're gonna think I'm crazy when I tell you my stories. But I'm showing you something that is actually leaving an imprint on stuff. Something that you could see if you threw powder up in the room or blow smoke and take pictures. Blow smoke something or incense. Light a bunch of incense, wave it like this, then take pictures of it. It shows what's in the air. And the Egyptians and the Romans documented, but nobody else today. We're under a government that don't tell us nothing. So you got to turn to find the truth, and these is the truth, man. If you don't know these is the things that's here to help you. They're not against you. Your your physical people is against you. The spiritual world is here to wake you up to who you are. You're the Lion King, and there's more to you. The more to you is what you see on Netflix and them crazy movies. But they're not telling us this, but they're acting it out and living it out. But you have to tap in so that if you don't tap in, you're gonna be used. Your psyche is gonna be used. Your mind is being used. Your vision is being used. Everything is being used from you because you forfeit it. You don't use it, so somebody else is using it. And so once you realize that, you could actually, damn, I'm missing all this. Bro, if you crazy, I'm crazy too. Rising Lily, you're right. The cave, you know the cave is very important. You know Mithraism, all their rituals was held in the cave. Plato talk about the cave. Jesus was born in the cave. This was a manger. Muhammad got his initiation in the cave. Aristotle stood in the cave. The cavemen drew in the cave. We live in a cave. It's real. Nobody's imagining these things. There's people here who's initiated into these higher worlds, and these people see these things. And I didn't ask for it. It's kind of scary and it's nasty, but it's real. It's 100% real. You see, everything is in union. Everything is in a sexual union. Positive and negative energies always in sexual union together to make our reality. The astral world is just a union. That's why yoga is called union, and that's what it means. And it's the union of energies. And so when we isolate ourselves, separate ourselves from the whole, you don't actually separate yourself because you're in water already. The whole is the water, moisture. You're in moisture. The same moisture was concentrated in the oceans, lakes to be the full same thing. Dreaming of being in caves. Me too, Sanj. I want a cave so bad. Yo, there's a faithful devote one of us. He is so devoted that he actually moved into a cave, man. I'm jealous. If people say you crazy, you moved into a cave. Dude moved into a cave, but he's really, in that hermetic style, and he's trying to get the powers, but he's not there all the way yet. But he actually moved into a cave, and I look forward to it. But everything at one time was cave based. You can look at it like this: our ancestors had the knowledge, they had the technology to design modern technology. Why they didn't? Why did Robert build colossal statues and then just put limestone over it and crystal? They knew something higher than what we know. Like the indigenous people would never eat this food we eat. They would never wear these type of clothes that actually give us these cancers. They knew the body. We don't know the body. We offend our body. We don't have no powers because of what we put in our body, what we wearing on our body. All of these things is the things that's killing us. It's not the actual what we think it is. The body is your source of power. When I was reading about how the Muslims, the Arabs, took over Spain, they did it naked on camels. Naked. They had powers through their body. And the thing about it, they were saying it was like one Arab could take out 30 people from Spain. One naked Arab on an elephant. Think about it. There's many books. If you want me to send you the book, I could pull it up. You want me to read me that? You want me to read you that right now about the naked Arabs and show you the pictures of how it is? It's real. I could pull it up if you want to see it. But no, that's a real thing. And so once you do that, when I got connected, the ancestors told me don't wear clothes, take clothes off. So when I'm in the house, I always keep it off. And I realized that we project. We actually projecting this, what we call black light, the black body. And so if we don't let it breathe, our body exchange protons, neutrons, and electrons with natural things such as wood and whatever you have natural. That's why it's good to have plants, crystals, in especially urban areas. You have to have as many crystals and wood and natural things. Those is what your body exchange elements with. You got to be careful. Even now today, that's not even natural wood. It's plastic, fake looking wood. So you're not actually exchanging. Your doors is not real wood. It's like polyurethane or something. So they're actually making you dead between the chemtrail, which chemtrail can't hurt the body. It don't hurt you. It actually just put over a shield so that you can't project out of it. You can't, your magnetic field can't come out of it. That's all it do. So you're getting fields of protection put upon you so that you can't come out your body. You can't explode. You can't have your implosion for your soul to come out. You can't astral project while they're all doing it and calling it some mystery or initiation. Jesus was just playing with y'all head like, this is the mystery. I'll tell everybody, but for you, you can't know. Come on. I'm telling y'all straight up what it is. That's why he always, you don't see, he tell his disciples to chill over here while I go meditate and go pray. He never take nobody to go see the Father with him or whatever because it's an isolation, a hermetic thing. Only one person could do it. Two person, the field drops. Two people, the field drops. One more time. Two people, the field drops. It only work when it's one. That's why he said when you pray, pray in secret. Pray by yourself. Do not go to the synagogue and pray like the hypocrites. That's real. That's 100% real. That he giving you the secret to how he do it. Make the one two. Make the two one. Your two eyes become one. See with your third eye. Your third eye is what really your senses is all connected to. All your ears, your mouth is all connected to your third eye. But if it's not connected, if you don't have this third eye open, it's a disconnection here. Your mind only could interpret what it knew already. So when you see something, you're only seeing what you already saw, and you only could configure it into that what you already saw. But with your third eye open, you see the new what it is now. It's not the same thing because it's spiritual. You understand? So your third eye could take sound, vibration, and what you're seeing and make it one logo or Mandela. Tell you, get the hell out of there. No, don't trust them. Something this is gonna happen. Let me give you an example. You see somebody walking over to your man. You already said he's gonna ask me for some money. So he comes over. Yo, what's up? Everything good? Yeah, how's the kids? How's the family? Yeah, yeah, we went to the show and yo, you heard about that song? 15 minutes of talking, but you still know you don't drop your guard. Yo, you think you can lend me $50? Like, damn, why you had to do that when my intuition said you was gonna do that? And so that's the thing right there, that part. You have to connect with that. If you could connect with that and master that, you're on your way. But we disregard that. We don't even believe in that because we live in our ego. When you live in your ego, you're in the moment. Yeah, whatever you say. Oh, well, okay, all right. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Got to bring you into reality. You understand what I'm saying? So these is the things that you got to realize. That you actually got spirits and everything that tell you all these things, work with you, and do everything. So this is what's there to protect you. And you got to use these things and become more conscious of it. It's in every human being. But that's what they try to lock you out of. Those low alpha waves and everything and block your higher self. All they're doing is blocking your other you. You hear they fighting aliens and the UFO war up there? They're fighting humans. It's your other you. You could block, you could cap them off, and then you're only dealing with your lower reptilian senses. It's like your brain work from, you have your reptilian brain, you have your primal brain, and you have your what's the other one? Neocortex brain. Your higher self is only in your neocortex brain, but they work off frequency, brain frequency. So they could lower your brain frequency and put you in your primordial brain, or they could even take you into your reptilian survival brain. You become more objective to life. Then in your higher self, you're supposed to be subjective to your own self. So you got to learn how they use these elf waves to control the way you think, your endocrinology system, red flag, green flag, blue flag. It's all there. What are they designed to do? Psychologically produce chemicals in your body. That's it. That's it. So once you realize that, you take yourself from out of the worldly things. There's certain presets that set up in life that if you involve yourself in, you lose control of your system, your endocrinology system, your chakras. And so once you align yourself with them, you would know your limitations. That's the basic word you could say. Once you know your limitations, you take yourself from certain things before experiences put you in certain situations. Is the Van Allen belt real? Yeah, the Van Allen belt is real. That's the flow of the energy that travels down to us. The ethereal energy travels down the Van Allen belt. It don't flow all over the place like people think it is. It's like a magnetic field. It only applies to magnetics, and that's how it works. Yo, speaking of magnetics, I wrote a book. I started a book. I wrote it on the bus going up to the thing, and we speaking on magnetics, and it's a part I wrote in there. I say it's a book, but it's just a long thing that I wrote, and I call it balance, and it explained how magnetics work. And let me see, I wanted to just run it a little bit off it so you get to understand, because I was just talking about it. Let me see if I could pull it up. Oh, it's in my other phone. Oh, I can't. I can't. It's in this. It's in the phone that's right here I'm recording on. But let me break it down. I can still break it down. Um, Let me read what you're saying. So how come people went to moon? So how come people went to moon? Okay, who you saw went to the moon? I want to know who you saw LK went to the moon. Tell me. You just asked me to lie with you. Tell me who you saw go to the moon. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We get our reality from TV, B. You're about to tell me about how come they went to the moon. Like you saw them go to the moon. You was there with them on the moon. Stop that. We gotta stop doing that thing, man. And I'm never put myself in a situation I'm gonna answer something that's like to me that's a trap. You just try to trick me, huh? How I know that they go to the moon? Then I'll be a liar if I was to even elaborate on that answer. I mean, I saw the same thing you saw on TV. And so we're gonna build on it together. Two lies told to us, and we're about to make a conversation and waste our energy when some motherfucker sat up in a room and put together some animated thing that could never be proven, and we'll sit here forever while they're like, ha ha ha, look at these idiots. They don't have nothing better to do than talk about something well, I don't even know what to call it, because what does it matter anyway? Let's say if it did happen. What does that have to do with us? Nothing. Not a damn thing if they went there or not. Alright. I just let her put that out there. You know, oh man, we don't care. We're not trying to pseudo talk. Thank you, LK. It's only love here. We got to keep it real. Only talk about what we know, man. And that's a lot of the important things. You ever notice people go to the movies and watch all type of fake, stupid shit, shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. Yo, nigga come in, start off the movie killing the motherfucker. Then he go home and kiss his wife and leave us out, go kill another motherfucker. Go in the room, get out his car. He getting shot at on the way. Yo, how many movies we go pay and they'll be like coming out soon, and it'll be the same shooting and killing. Yo, it's the same as running on the treadmill and only an environment is changing, but you're seeing the same shit over. But we pay to go see that over and over again. Why? Because we program ourselves to live in that reality. You're programming yourself for that. Think about it. When you go to your house, you kiss your husband, you wrestle with your kids, then you go to work, and you come home and go to sleep. What the hell that movie got to do with your life? We fantasize too much. We speculate too much. We don't like our life, our boring life. You don't see that in a movie and it goes cold. We want to, we want what the enemy have. We want what the enemy have. We want to die. Yo, we worship death. You never see a movie about graduation. My son graduated. But you see a movie about a nigga getting shot up. You gotta stop that, man. It's us that make this reality fucked up, man. The reality ain't fucked up. They give us what we love. And obviously, by the movie money they making off of us and these stupid movies that is the same thing over and over again, we ain't learning shit. You gotta stop that. And you know what? Think about it. Even the producers is like the dumbest motherfuckers in the world because they don't got no other concept to put out. But we only buy that one concept though. You notice that we only buy a shoot 'em up concept. That's it. So you got a bunch of dumbass producers who can't evolve because the people got their mindset stuck on this money. They catch y'all every time. Big blockbuster. Life of this person. Stop that. Yes, I love them horror movies. Sometimes I watch them old school western, man, that have morals to them. I need morals and integrity. I'm trying to learn myself before this new age bullshit came in, man. I watch it. I watch it. Everybody just want to be modern. They don't give a fuck about nothing. Sometimes you gotta take it back to morals, man. And you realize where you fucked up at. Sometimes you don't realize something slipped by you and you fucked up. Perfect example. You got your kids. You raised your kids. Then your kids get to a certain age. They don't have no goddamn respect for you no more. Somewhere along the line, you fucked up. That's like the biggest joke when your kids be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't see you as nobody. You're nobody because you fucked up along the line. Sometimes you gotta watch them old school western to see where you fucked up at. It's just have integrity and morals in it. Cause everybody respect everybody. A killer can't kill you until you fucked up. Nobody can do nothing to you till you fuck up. So you fuck yourself up. A dog can't bite you if you ain't scared of him. You give off pheromones, a fear pheromone. So it's like if a nigga gonna stab you, you had to look like you got stabbed already. You had to flinch and go, for him to stab you. It's nobody can't do you nothing. Nigga can have a gun and you can't shoot it unless you think you're gonna get shot. I'm telling y'all the truth, the real science of why we fucked up, man. We give in too much. We give in, we give in, we give in. We lost our warrior, man. Our whole warrior spirit, our God side. Because we fear. We fear. You know what fear is? Ignorance. When you fear something, it's because you don't know what it is. That's all it is. Once you know, you're like, oh, so some big niggas be big, but they ain't got nothing in them. They like, oh, yeah. I was scared of you last month, but I ain't scared of you no more. You saw. And so life work like that. It's the same with anything. Arabs got this thing, bombed us, and these people that because we're ignorant to them. It's good to learn other people's culture so that you won't be ignorant to certain things. And one of the greatest cultures I believe is the Indian, the Hinduism, because they encompass all the gods and all the different frequencies of your psychology. You understand? Once you learn the forces, which is the gods, then you learn who you are. You're one of the gods. You're all the gods, but which one are you? What are you focused on? What turns you? What makes you mad? What makes you happy? Everybody's a different frequency of the same thing, but it's what you're tuning into. So when you learn other people's culture, you will all of a sudden see it's the same thing as yours. It's no different. Nobody, when you study Kabbalah, when you study like the Golden Dawn, when you study any type of those type of crafts or the code world, you realize one system is all system. I don't care where you put it down, including even the Christians, all of them is one system. But you first have to know it, not saying just see it, because you got to be able to see it in something else. It's in everything. You understand? But you can't look for differences. You got to look for same. Synchronicity is the new thing. The universe is the mother right now. So everything is fall under a mandala, one piece. You got to be able to synchronize your life, synchronize your business, synchronize your family under one mandala, which is you. That's it. You can't have separation and this and this and this and this and this. That's what messed up the whole system and get people sick and this all type of problem. No, you only keep it under one Mandela now, one thought, one process. If everything else don't fit, it don't serve you no more. It's time to let everything as a force go where that force belongs. It don't belong to you. You understand? There is no force that belongs to you. You want to be forceless. But you got already the whole baggage of everything on you. So you have to lift these baggages off. Only way you can lift the baggages off is actually letting the force go to where it belongs. Then you will see you had all the force all along. The force never left you. The force was just you holding on to things that was not serving you. That's our normal self. Travel light. That's it. You got it. It's the and then at one moment, to stay in the moment. And that's where your power is at. Once you do that, you give back your will to yourself. You take the Satan out of you. Satan is your desire. You remember temptation? Temptation? Desire. We live, when you get money, think about it. What happens when you get money? Motherfucker can't tell you nothing. You're chasing your desires. Whoever even try to bust your bubble is around. So that's the problem right there. You chasing your desires. Satan. That's Satan. Temptation. Think about it. Temptation. There's no such thing as temptation when you have money. Temptation is when you broke and you want something and can't get it. Then it becomes temptation. So now, boom, give you some money. Your temptations is not temptations no more. You just like, what? I want that, I get that. Oh, I need that. You get where I'm going with this? So you null and void temptation or you're Satan, but you don't realize you're just Satan in your temptation. Yeah, you gotta catch all that. Discipline yourself, man. You gotta discipline yourself. If you don't discipline yourself, you can't purify yourself. You can't purify yourself, you can't see. The spirit world, even though you're a part of it, they in your macabre, they're in your circle, but they not fucking with you till you conscious of them. If you're conscious of them, you're conscious of what you're saying, you're doing, what you're gonna do, how you feel about people. You're conscious of these things too. You can't just say you're conscious of the spiritual world, but fuck this person. Well, I hate this and I love this. Nah, when you saying you encompass, you conscious of the spirit forces that's working around. You're conscious of the forces that actually governs everything. That means you're conscious that if you say, if I hate this person, your spirits could go kill them, or this gonna happen to them. Some shit like Final Destination happened to them. Yeah, these things is actually encompasses in one law of synchronicity. If you think murder, somebody else is gonna do it. If you say fuck this, somebody else is gonna do it. You triggering something else. Everything is a vibration that trigger it. Even a thought, you triggering it not in yourself and somebody else. So once you realize that, you curb all your shit and you realize everything is a trickle down effect. That's why they push it in one direction. It gets deep. We still live in a world of sacrifices. If you want to go back to it, this is a pagan world we live in where people is being sacrificed. Like how the Mayan sacrificed people. Yeah, it's the same system. Africans did it. Egyptians did it. This is what you're talking about now when you're dealing with nature and the mother forces. So they feel that to stop negativeness. No, it's not even to stop negativeness. To create, you have to take away. You have to kill. You have to give back. So the sacrifice was always for creating, 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 creating. They want to create For you them to for them to create something, they have to take away something. People's being slaughtered every day. Right about now, it's gonna be no more people in Africa soon, because that's the only place we don't care about. It's behind us, so they do whatever they want. And back then, all they doing is killing people and sacrificing people. And for them sacrificing, they're creating their world. It's a system the Jews actually implemented into a whole society where you get holidays, you get sacrifices, you get these different things that they're doing to these entities, to these spirits, to these things that is actually keeping us oppressed. It keep us oppressed, and we participate in this game of oppression and do the sacrifices to keep us down. That's what's going on. When you see things like the 9/11, World Trade the thing coming down, that fed whatever entity is oppressing us for a long time to come. And that's what constantly go on. They just constantly make situations. They don't do personal sacrifices no more. They destroy whole towns 20 years from now, and that feed for the next 40 years. That's all they do. They took war to a whole new level, disasters, and have people involved where they feed on these things. They know these things. But I'm putting you on for your own self to free yourself from the matrix of all this feeding of these non-belief systems, these things that we haven't tested for ourselves, and live your life. Like I said, you live a life of watching TV, your kids, your family, this and this. You don't have no conflict out there. Why walk around with a gun? You probably had a gun 10 years and never used it. But that's your psychology. That's what you believe. But when you believe these things, it becomes your reality. You make this in your reality. So when we was growing up, even if you was a killer, you don't kill innocent people. You don't kill the good. People did things in order. It's still like that today. But like I said, you bring it into your vibratory frequency. When you go, this thing over here, I don't know, let me go get my thing. You brought that energy onto yourself. That wasn't even your energy. That's not even your thing. You're a good working person. You're good this, or you thinking about this. Those things is set out here for other people. This is all part of one synchronicity, but it's how you put yourself in it, the vibration you give off, how you feel about your inside. That's what you have to push, because you know why? The important reason of this is your will. If your will is weak, it's still going to be taken over by your Satan. That's the whole reason to this. If you have enough willpower to sustain yourself, to abstain from certain things, then you have the will to meet the challenge of whatever opponent, whatever thing you're going to have to challenge. Whatever, bring it. You like, bring it. 150,000 big more, bring them by myself. Because your will moves up. You want your will to be that powerful. But abstaining yourself is how you get that will. Take all that stuff off of you. Then conserve your energy that you only do what you have to do when you have to do it. Rest of it, you're meditating and you're preparing yourself mentally. And you will see when you focus on something, your will is on that alone. It's focused on what you're doing. And so with that, you're actually affecting matter. Affecting matter is mind. Matter is mind. You live in a giant mind. So you control matter, meaning you control a person's thought, you control a person's mind. A person can't do nothing to you unless you think it. You get that now. So then everything else for you should balance out your life. You should realize, if you don't understand it, look at how we look at the Egyptian era with all the women pharaohs who was ruling. There's a lot of women pharaoh. And they say they rule mostly through, seductiveness and actually, not having it. They did not let up for a second. Even when the male was ruling in the south, they was in the north holding it down. They never gave up. They don't play. But we, the male, do. And that's the problem. It's not even the woman. The woman, if they had the right man stepping up to the thing, the man is weak. Man is weak, and the only reason he's weak is because he's weak to form, to shape, to image. Woman. That's what he's weak to, woman. So every strong man always, no matter how much you save, you're getting conquered by some woman at the end. You go from Mike Tyson to goddamn Kanye West. It's gonna be a woman conquering you to goddamn man to take everything and then justify that you're crazy. So you got to realize what's going on. Nobody wants to that's sovereignty of being a deity and standing on their own. They always need somebody to justify who they are. Now, this might sound crazy, but unconditional love is the only real love out here. It make a king have 100 concubines and 20 wives, and the queen is about to marry him, and she's looking forward to it. Who gives a damn about all that other stuff? When you could get yourself to unconditional love like how the Egyptians live like that, I was just giving you the life of Ramses. Then you understand these things. Why try to repulse it? Why try to judge it? Everything here, God said, judge and be judged. Why you don't try to understand it? Why? Why this? What happened here? And you will learn more than us going around judging everything. Judge. Judging off what? What you experienced and how they raised you, what they told you. No, you're here to learn. And the only way you're going to learn is by not judging. Never judge nothing. Everything is an experience for you to learn from. Now, once you realize that, then you know you came here to this earth to experience only. That's it. By experiencing, you gain wisdom. Wisdom more of what you experience. And that's what it's really about. And so once you do all of this and lift all of this weight off of you, you start seeing there's another world available to you. This world is what you see in Avatar. Avatar is the easiest example to show it and explain it to you. Look at Netflix. It's a lot of movies geared in that direction. You don't see movies about aliens. What happened to aliens? What happened to UFOs? Why was not blockbuster movies about these aliens that came to Earth and became friends with humans, or these aliens that are shooting up on Wall Street? How come it's more about demons and angels and beings? Why is it about that? Because it was always about that. And they stuck aliens in there to fuck you up so you won't know who you are. You're a fucking alien, demon, and all that other shit first. Excuse my language, but I'd have to just tell y'all the truth. So when y'all guarantors alien, you're buying into the government again. Cause you know why? In the ancient books, they got one human being as three or four, maybe seven people. They never had a human being as one person. So how you got to be one person today? And then how the other people that you are became alien today when they don't have no such thing as alien back then. But they sure had you as more than just a physical body. They sure had you as animal. What happened to your animal self today? These animal spirits. We aliens now? What happened? Why are they not promoting that? Why are they not even making movies like how they did with Independence Day? Because we too smart for that now. That's why. We're gonna get back to the Salem witch hunts where they're gonna start killing everybody and telling people that they're doing witchcraft and all this other stuff because that's more true than actually what they was trying to promote with this alien stuff. But when you learn that you who you really are, your nature. This way is gonna get more crazy because the indigenous people is connected to God and they connected to the forces of nature. They are nature. If you was to take away every indigenous people of the planet, the nature will be gone too because you're the nature of the planet, just like every human being is the stars in the sky. Once you start realizing that, you take back your consciousness and control what is yours, the energies around you, and create your reality how you see fit. Learn yourself. We call these animal spirits totems. Yes, the totems was what they're totems to us today, okay, but they're not totems to the people who built them originally. Originally, they're showing you what they saw. They're showing you their gods. They're showing you their spirit. It's no totems. That's just what we. You see, when you do totems, it becomes dead. It's inanimate, and there's nothing in this reality inanimate. But it is what we call totems. But I want y'all to be educated enough to know that each level on them, not only is that a god, it's the gatekeeper of that sphere he's in. So inside of them is not just universes and worlds, but it's many spirit guides and guidance and different dimensions. So each totem will represent an animal spirit, just like when you see the big universe map and you see all the bears and the snake and Leviathan and the archer. That's real. And that's what would the totem represent. But now And each person, you're from the snake, I could be from the lion, he could be from this. But with your only difference is you're going to be the same, but your vision changes depending which animal you come from. So you're going to see it this, and I'm going to see this, and you're going to see that. But we're seeing from the same um, universe, but a different perspective. So you see on a different frequency. So that's why you see different totems, like you see different religious groups like Christians, and you get a billion people behind Christian. Islam got a billion people, and then you see little groups of other conscious community got 600 people and this and that. So you got different people from different dimensions that is gravitating to where they're from, so you got to know who you are and where you fit in at. Most of these people, you can't sway them from their beliefs or whatever they are. And so you get people passing through and change their mind here, change their mind there, but eventually they find their niche. And spirituality trumps all of them. Spirituality takes you into a journey to God, into your higher powers. Everybody have powers. And I'm gonna be one of the ones to prove it. I'm gonna be a living proof of it. I am the experiment doing my chakra work. From you can see the reflectiveness of how. Look how this is. It's like a screen right here. Look, let me do my screen. Y'all don't like if I start doing meditations. Look at my forehead right here. This would be a screen, and I could make this move from the chakras that I've been doing. We do these type of exercises, but we want to understand this in like the Western world and what's going on. It's deeper than we think. So as we get to know each other, and I take y'all into different levels as I get help, because I can't tell y'all stuff if I'm not. I'm on the oath, spiritual oath. If you don't know when you're a sin, anybody will tell you. You take oaths in there. From you in the underworld, you take oaths, and you're guided by Mut. Mut is Sakmet. Sakmet take you through the whole process, and you can't say certain things. I think I'm the only person who disclosed more than the average neophyte, anybody that's supposed to be in that world. But I'm being taken to a different level because I'm getting chakra work. Cells is changing up on me. It's energy exchanges that is causing things. So give us some time, and you're gonna see everything that I tell you. If we do, we're gonna do. It's no different, and I'm not lying about it. And if they give me permission to teach y'all certain things, I could teach it. So it's more to come, way more. I don't really talk upon these things because it seems creepy, and it might mess up my YouTube subscription. Everybody's good with me at this level. Let's just leave it here, because if you see some of my videos, they get dark, and I do the stuff with the eyes, and that's me. I love the ancestors, and I love to show them off and to show what we could do. And even from Sandra, we exchange energy just from talking or texting. There's energy exchanges that is beyond normal. So these are things that we have inside of us. She just hit the yes. So you see, we have a different connection. We have a different thing that's not documented. It's actually real from experience that I want everybody to feel and learn and to be a part of, because we're the new Aquarian age. We're the healers, we're the light workers. But we're not going to be the pseudo light workers of the past. This light worker is balanced between your light and your dark. You can't be light workers and have motherfucking dark wolves attacking you. You can't be a light worker. A motherfucker been a pedophile all his life. Then he come to you and say, heal me. Oh, you don't know him, so you're gonna heal a man who done karma and nature done tore his ass up, and then you're gonna take it off of him? No, it don't work like that no more. So light and dark balances out, and we do what's called third way. Third way is the new way now. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be both, have the wisdom of Solomon and go through the underworld, meet our own shadow side, let them out into our Makaba so we can free our subconsciousness and let ourselves go. All of this, you probably don't have no idea what I'm talking about, but bear with me. Bear with me. Like I said, these are lessons that I'm trying to be able to talk without being spiritually. under, probation. I get big trouble, man. Big trouble doing this for y'all. It's very a quiet world. So, anyways, I'm even gonna have bath crystals. These is gonna be like I don't know if y'all can see them. You put them in satchels, and you actually put this in your bath water. It's all crystals though. Let me see if I could put some. They little. I doubt if you'll be able to see them. The only way you can see them is like this. But it's like little crystals that you put into satchels and you put it in your bath water. This is for healing. All right. Now I was gonna do some reading, but being that we had a nice talk, and y'all get to understand, that's what's important right here. Now, if y'all want me to still do some reading, I'll do it. But I really wanted to just showcase some of the different styles of crystals that I'm recently doing. Where's my back? Let me see. I love this one right here. This is my favorite. This type of style right here. Look at the colors on this. And these things are so beautiful. Like when you see them up close. The thing with these, how we use these. These is like the perfect healers. As you can see how shiny it is. You see how it reflects already. But this is the perfect healers. This is more even powerful because if y'all want to understand what this is called fossil brain right here. Fossil brain is actually living entities or living um, amoeba that existed a long time ago. Now they come together. This has to be at least 25 million years old for it to exist today. I perfected it and learned how to make it. When I bring these around me, my ears ring, first of all. Then, like, it actually helps heal. When I pass it off to people, they actually get an increase in like heartburn, their ears hurt, all type of things, weird things that start unlocking them happen. So my number one promotions is these fossil brain piece, which is also protection amulets our ancestors used to use back in the days for protection from negative spirits, any type of bad-minded people. These things will protect you right here. Now, I use these also for seeing because you could actually look and you see they form not from just letters, but you could see the different beings as they make their little shapes within inside of it. You see them. So these is a great for meditation and seeing. As you can see, my hat man, the little black boy with the hat on and the little head right there, is good for seers too. You turn it in different direction, and you actually form. So this is beautiful right here. I love the ones like this for me. Let me see. Yeah, it's like a thinner one. This is the same thing. But you get to see like the different patterns on it. Let me show you where it comes alive at. You gotta know how to hold this one. My man is hidden in here. You wanna show itself today? Let me see. Even when I start spinning this, it start waving me. Like it's an energy that come and I start waving inside my body. But this right here, this is very pretty. You could call this Africa. You got the colors in it. But like you could see from different shapes to different actual beings inside of it. Hold on. Now these right here, I love these. Like this is gonna be like my. You see how this crystal is? How I got like a marble-ish. This is so pretty. It look edible. If you was to see this up close, it looks edible. So this is like a different style right here that I'm gonna be having right here. This is all beautifully done. Trust me. I put some work in. Now these is natural. You won't see these nowhere else. Only I got this. This is one of a kind right here. I have a whole bunch of these type of one of a kinders. I'm gonna be the one of a kind master. These is actually healing chakra crystal right here. You put this over your third eye and on your crown chakra, and it actually heal you with the pattern. So these is the type of unique healers that I'm bringing to the table to actually help people. It's all been tested by me, and they all have my energy. And let me see. That's these fossil brain. You see, I like them like this too. Let me see. You see, I just got the big pattern on it. These is chakras. You know, let me show you then. Tanya, you like the style right here? Yeah, and you know I could put the if you want, I could put the actual hole there. You could have it like a chain, or wear it like an amulet or whatever. Here go another one. I like this style right here too. Like, you see this style? This is like it got so many intricate little details in it. You can see everything that's going on in there. That's one side, and this the other side of it. See, this is mad pretty. It's just detailed out with mad designs in it, if you can see it. And they all mad, crystal. You see how they reflect like? Trust me. These is healers right here. This is protection and healing. Um, Let me see. I got also like I was working on these. I find these so gorgeous. This is a beautiful smoke gray color with the pattern is in it. The pattern, the chakras is important for if you want the power for healing, you gotta have those little chakras in it right there that you see these. That's why I'm specializing in carrying like a little line of these. You see how it reflects too. This one you could wear as like a chain piece or whatever. But that oh, I just want to check something. There you go. I like this right here. Look at this. This is beautiful right here. This is for seers. It got a whole scene in there. You see the man's head right here? This is like the pond right in there. This is beautiful. So you can see the hat man right here with his arm right here. See the difference? And then on the back, it's just got the calcite crystal right here. With the unique design for seers. You see the face over here, if you can see it? We call these animal spirits. Let me see what she said. Oh, I missed a lot of talk. Cylinder sea beast. We're the beast. We're the beast, right? Let me show you that. Just in case y'all didn't know. That's a good one. Where's my tablet? Everybody hate that and they be thinking that, it's like there's a beast out there and not knowing we ourselves we're the beast and it always been documented. So when you actually look into where does these things come from, demons talk in your ear. So you're gonna hear it inside of you. You're gonna act out whatever they're gonna tell you. So the real one is you. You gotta be able to control all of those. You can if I tell you that you're the beast, can you control your beast? That's the magic question. Can you control your spirits? Do your spirits just run wild and is out here doing whatever it want to people? You unconscious of it? Do you know these things exist? You gotta know this. If you don't know this, what your spirit is doing? Do you have control over it, or is it just chasing after desire? Probably with somebody's wife or somebody's husband. You gotta be careful. It's what you desire. That's where your spirit is at. Now, let me see it. That would have been in the OASP. I was reading the OASP. I'm looking at my tablet now. I think I deleted it. But it actually shows you that it's the story of the beast. And then at the beast, it says the self. So if you didn't know, that is the self. It's the lowest self in yourself. That's called a beast. And it's a real person. Don't think you're real. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody got the same program. You're programmed to the beast like everybody else. Is who are you tuned to? You tune to the God frequency, like you tune to the ancestor frequency. What frequency you tune to? Who you rocking with? Then you'll know that type of person. That's why, like, certain people, you have to have them purified before they come around you, because they be succubuses, vampires, because they worship those beasts and those other entities, and their energy and vibration don't mix with theirs, and it causes like a disassociation, or what we call energy theft. That's how people's energy gets stolen from them, or they feel like they're being drained. They're dealing with some beast, and they'll know that they're a beast. But it's real. All right, I don't see that one, so I'm not gonna dig it up too much. Let me see if I have it in my liquid text. But I think y'all get the picture. Look at this. I love this one too. You see the style? Like, this is a good protection piece you could have in your pocket. These is called pocket protection right here. You just put these in your pocket and you walk with these, and they do the same thing. They'll protect you from negative spirits or whatever. Plus, they actually activate you and upgrade you. That's what these is really great for. But I'm gonna give you the pamphlet that go with them. They have to be taken care of. You can't just do whatever you want with them. Like I said, they're not dead crystals, they're alive, and so you have to treat them like they're living. And that just encompassing what you are inside yourself, because you're one with everything. So by knowing that, you'll see. But all these is going to be available to y'all in a minute. I'm just giving you these little style because I believe these is the ones that's going to help people that have any type of issues. As beautiful as they are, these are just keep in your pocket. These is pocket pieces. These will protect you and help you to actually go through hard times. You'll know if it goes with you because your ears will ring, or you'll feel an energy, you'll feel a vibration or a wave, you feel like you're floating. And that's when you know you and the peace connect. So before I do, I'm gonna have it on my Facebook, all the different styles and the distributors. Everybody's information is gonna be there. Plus, you could order from me too, and I'll ship it out now because I got my shipping certificate. But basically, that's just how we're gonna start off for now. Um, Let me move these out the way. Give me a second. I like this too. Let's see. This is hot too. Look at this. So these patterns, these is nice. So I try to make them as beautiful as I can. When you see how they originally is compared to what they become now. So like I said, if you feel the energy and it resonate with you, then that's how you know it's for you. If it's on the same vibratory force, you feel some type of wave, some type of click inside of you. I don't have Facebook. You have Instagram? Yeah, I'm on Instagram too under Lord Enki. Just Instagram Lord Enki. You'll see me. You can hit me up on there. So this right here is the monster. This is my totem. Look at my totem right here. You see my totem, LK? I made this one myself. Let me see if I take some light off of it. You see the face of it. It's like really. Look at this. This is my totem. There you go. See how it looks? Yo, this, believe it or not, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, this is Olmec. It even got words in this one, man. Let me show you where words is at. This is the most craziest piece in the world. Let me see if you can see right underneath this little curved part right here. There's some words written there as I go in closer. Look at this. Hold on, let me see if I can find it from the angle. Oh, I can't get it, but there's actually some little words in there, man, like mad tiny, grailed up in here. You see it. I was reading it or trying to make out what it says, but this right here, man, Believe it, this is all natural. I like to keep them natural. That's why I don't overdo it on certain ones because they have spiritual powers. And if you take them and like reconfigure them, you lose the spiritual energy that's attached to them. So as you can see, this one is like a, and you know what? This is mad heavy. Believe it or not, this piece weigh a lot. You won't believe how heavy it is. It is not light, you know? I would say it's about maybe 3 ounces. It's kind of heavy. Now, I also got this type style of crystal too now. Y'all never see, this is the core of a crystal before it start weaving out, it spirals out, it spirals out. This is not a shell, even though it looked like a shell, but as you can see, this is how the crystals start. You see it as these little lines and it start coming out. Then it really started, it even, you can see it, it started bearing right around here. Let me see, I'll show you. Yo, these things is worth mad though. You know, people rip apart crystals to get out these core part. You know, this is the core of where's the calcite of this. You see this? Before it starts becoming, this is where its core is at. This right here. And so this is mad heavy too, believe it or not. Only thing is I didn't clear off all of this. It's actually how it came up out the ground. This is available too. I'll hit you up through Instagram, then I'll look, they all look amazing. Thank you, Zigzag Zilla. I really appreciate that. The Geodome, yes. So what I've been doing with the geodes is actually encompassing them with the God energy, with spiritual um, activation, and that's what I'm bringing to you. So that's why I say mine is different from any ordinary thing you're gonna have. That's why you're gonna feel something. Once you unite with it, you'll feel the energy because that's how I work. And it's like I'm a high priest, so the energy comes from me and transfers to you. So, like, let's take for instance this. You see the Hat Man is up here showing itself right up in here, the black and white image. That's him. And as you turn it, you'll see the images start manifesting as it goes around. So that's how we'll read it. If you read in my crystals, you see how it changed up there now, and you see all the black and white images coming in. So I got chunks of this. You see how this is a big chunk? This is what you put on your dresser. You won't be ever tired. Keep this in your car or something. You good. So this is just a big chunk of the crystal right here. This is like, you know, if you just want a chunk, you could get them like this, or I could design it for you. You know, the chunks, they come in all shapes and sizes. So, you know, you could get like a big chunk of it. You know, just putting you on. Now, there was this real pretty one that I had. You know, this, look at this. This is pink, believe it or not, but it's all crystal too. It's pink. So I'm gonna have some funny colored ones coming up. And then I got these little spiritual ones. Like these is little, as you can see. Hold on, I think I showed that one. Let me show you this God. Look at this God right here. You see the nose, the 2 eyes? This is a God holding a baby. Look at this. You gotta have the spiritual eye, one eye, nose, and she's smiling. Right there's the mouth, holding a little baby. And this is crystal too. So you think it's a joke? Look how close I hold it. You see the God? See the face? It's still, the face is still there. It ain't no like it's not. You see the eye, the nose, the mouth? And it look like she holding something going across this way. So these is the little spirit eyes. I do the gods too. You see how it's all crystal? White crystal. This is from the God of the White collection. I told you about the God of the White. This is white crystal. So you know, nobody never seen this type before. I never really seen this white. It's like Oreo cookie cream type thing, but it's here. It's like in the veins of the things. So I got the white version of these now. The white crystals, God of the White crystals, is actually different. They're just pure white, but they're crystal. Look at another one of them. Let me see it from a distance. This is white crystals. So all these is gonna be available. This is cute. Little button one. See? Up to this small. Have the little shape to it. These are what you'll keep in your pocket as protection. Pocket protectors. Um, there was one pink one that I wanted to. Oh, I think it was this. Look at this. This is pretty. The colors in this is amazing. You know, believe it or not, you see this? This right here, right? And with the little, see the hat man right there up in here, right? This is this. This and this is the same thing. It's just that this one I cut and polished myself, and this will be it raw, how it looks raw. It's pink in color. You see how I got the pink to it? That's why I was saying what was pink. This is like a pink crystal. But when you polish it up, cut it, and do it all that, it's like it got copper, cobalt, everything is all combobulated into it now. So you get this thing to it. It's like an agate. It's beautiful. All right, so yeah, these are the different styles that I'm putting into the game. I'm trying to, showcase. This is my friend. I ain't finished him yet. He's gonna be green. This is gonna be beautiful when I'm done with it. He's getting a makeover. He's in the process now, but he's gonna have all the gods in it. He's gonna have the mask. I'm making a mask with this one, but everything now I'm doing myself. All my crystals I'm doing myself. I'm redesigning it, and you know I just wanted y'all to see what's going on. I'll be good and ready by Monday. Did I ever show y'all? Like, I keep these in my window, right? These is bugged out. Like, what type of stone is this? Yo, this look like a giant plastic. I don't know if this is a meteor stone. I don't know what it is, but I found like a bunch of these plastic looking things. Let me hold it back a little. I don't think you understand. And that ain't polished, it ain't cut. This is just a straight stone that look like plastic or some type of glass. And there's glass that's in itself, but it's a few pieces of them. Like here go another piece of it right here, you know. So I got some weird stuff y'all gonna be seeing coming up in the future as far as those is concerned. Um, I guess that should be about it. I'm gonna cut this short for the night and we'll get back to this again. To summarize about the invisible world, over the next couple of days, I'm gonna be talking more in depth and getting personal into my life. And I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy, but there is another world, and I'm gonna be exposing it and see me in the same light that y'all do, because this is what y'all do need to know, that this still do exist and there's people who still participate in this. All right. Yeah, I like this one here too. Look at this. This is beautiful. This ain't even polished up and ready yet. We are crazy. Pretty much, we not crazy. It's not. Don't think we are. We just gotta sit down and get to know each other. Everybody's different. And once you get to see your difference and my difference, then we understand each other more. Then if we try to live under what society views say, we're suppressing who we are. This is not about suppression. And that's what our master came, Jesus Christ. He came and told y'all he's different. All that shit they were saying is not real. So we the zealots of the world. We the new Jesus Christ, man. But you got to stand up and be yourself and be proud of yourself. You can't just try to fit in. And I'm not trying to fit in. I'm paving my own way. With this crystal thing, it's me saying no, I'm not dependent on nobody to give me my bread and butter. I'm going to get my own bread and butter. With this crystal thing, I could incorporate other people to be distributors, and they could start their own business and be on their way to their redemption. It's not about financial redemption more than it is soul redemption. It's actually being your own creator and creating your own stuff in your own world. But as long as you keep on just being a servant and actually null and voiding your actual consciousness and your ability to be creative by just coming home and go to work. If you follow an ordinance and you go into, the orientation, you don't have to think. You don't have to do nothing for yourself. You don't feel nature. Nature's forces that attacks and makes bad times and good times have no influence over you. So you forfeit yourself from the actual real world by you taking back control and you sitting down there with your books and you're balancing out your checks and bonds. You take back control of your sovereignty in your life, and that's what this is about, your sovereignty. Now take life into your own hands. So on that note, we're going to pick this up on the next broadcast, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow to pick up on sovereignty and some other stuff that we started talking about. I said I was going to show my sovereignty papers. I'm going to keep it real and break down the rest of sovereignty. Y'all going to have me go down on the government. It's on tomorrow. You know that I don't like doing that, but yeah, it's all good. But I'm going to give y'all more than enough. I'm going to give you mad case laws to show that the government is pseudo. Case laws. Case laws is not something that is philosophy. You could use case laws against anybody. So I'm gonna pull out my sovereignty tomorrow, and I still want to do tantra. And whoever want a subject matter for me to discuss, because the God world encompasses all world. There's nothing off limits to me. Um, Yes, Zigzag. That's what's up. Talk to you too. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all the one that actually make me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't have nobody to talk to. I don't. Only this is private, and I feel cool that y'all come and y'all listen, and I do have somebody to talk to. Thank you, Rising Lizard, for real, because without y'all, I would have been thinking I'm crazy, or I wouldn't really have nobody to share these experiences with. So just by y'all having an ear and listening, that makes me feel good. And thank you for that. For real, for real. It's vice versa. We exchange energy. And thank you for listening. So I hope y'all have a pleasant night and see y'all tomorrow. God bless. University of Conscious Science. One love.